I am gonna take the cheapest flight every single day. I have absolutely no idea where I'm gonna end up. Let's find out. Today we are going to the fourth country in 4 days. We've been to Malta, Greece and Hungary. Today we're flying to Denmark. Let's go to Copenhagen. That's the first time I've actually heard anybody snoring on a plane. Anyway, welcome to Copenhagen. I have no idea how Wizz Air can fly me from another country for £17. I don't know, but Wizz Air is a budget Hungarian airline. So, welcome to Copenhagen. I'm gonna jump on the metro to the Copenhagen city center. I got my ticket, it cost 30 crowns, and they don't have euros here. Look at this, Spider-Man Earth. So the airport's here. And we are going to this one, Kongens Nytorv. That's right in the center of Copenhagen. So if you come to this station, you're gonna see a big square. If you go over there, you'll see something very special. So this square is absolutely beautiful. There's a famous hotel here. Over there's an opera house. And in the hotel, some of the famous people that have stayed there, Justin Bieber and Obama. Who's more famous? We have another beautiful day. I've been so lucky for the weather during this trip. If this is the first video that you're seeing, this is day 4. Where have you been? Go and watch the other videos, hit subscribe, because we have today in Copenhagen, then we have one more country to go tomorrow. I have no idea where I'm gonna be tomorrow. I literally spend a day in a city and then find the cheapest flight and then go there tomorrow. So in about less than 24 hours time, I'll be back at Copenhagen airport flying somewhere. Whatever the cheapest flight is, I'll be going there. So when you think of Copenhagen and when you look it up on the internet, you probably see that. So I'm currently in Nyhavn, which means new harbor, and it's beautiful. I just love the colors of the buildings. And down here you can take a canal cruise, which I'm going to try and do right now.
And therefore, when I tell you to, please remain seated and keep your hands inside the boat.
Well, that was so much fun. So there was a guy at the front like telling us so much cool information, but I'm a little bit confused because there's two I guess canal boat companies here. So this one costs 60 crowns, which is like $9 US, and over there that one is the equivalent of $27 US. So I honestly don't know the difference between the two tours. It looked like they're exactly the same. They have a person at the front telling you information, and so I don't know why anyone would go there when that one is 3 times as cheaper. I don't know. So if you come here, I guess don't go to the first one, just go a little bit down and it's literally right there and you'll save a lot of money. I just want to take some time to thank SAFETYWING. They have partnered with me for this entire trip. So no matter if you're traveling short term or long term, SAFETYWING has you covered. So click the link in the description to get your insurance for your next trip. I think the best fact that I heard during the canal tour was in the 1600s in Denmark, it was safer to drink beer than the water. There is no time to waste. Let's go and see Copenhagen. By the way, the canal tours, they're every 30 minutes and each tour takes 1 hour, so make sure you're there in plenty of time. Another thing that I learned is I had no idea that Denmark had so much bad history with Sweden. I thought all of these countries in this area were all friends, but I guess they're not. And the Nyhavn area over there, it was built by Swedish prisoners of war, and it used to be slums, but I guess now it's a tourist attraction. But that's also the same as the River Thames. Like it used to be poor if you lived by the river, but now you're rich if you live by the river, because I mean the houses along the River Thames are so expensive. It's the same here, because the tour guide said that some of the apartments like overlooking the harbour, they go for like, I think he said 10 million euros, the most expensive apartment ever. So that is Frederik's church. It has one of the biggest church domes in the whole of Europe. Let's go inside. Wow, that was beautiful. Absolutely huge inside. Now we're going just across the street. But this is the residence of the royal family of Denmark, and I know that they have underground tunnels here. So of course if they want to get to there, they don't want to walk across the square. So I'm pretty sure that they can access all of these buildings with through tunnels. And one of these, I'm not sure which one it is, one of these is like a guest house. So when like royal family of other countries visit, that's where they stay. Not sure which one it is, but yeah, this place is cool. There's some guards over here. The guard just told me off for standing in this archway. Let's keep walking. So that is the Royal Danish Theatre. You can see opera and ballet. And an interesting fact is the guy that wrote The Little Mermaid, his name's Hans Christian Andersen, but he wanted to be a ballet dancer, but they said he was too ugly. So then he started writing, and he ended up writing The Little Mermaid. I can't believe we only have one more day of the challenge left. Well, the rest of today and then tomorrow. Where are we going to end up? I don't know. I think we've been very lucky so far because every single country has been so cool. And they're all so unique, you know, they're all so different. If I got like beach, or I got like city, like it would be very similar. But I feel like the places that we've been to so far have all been very different. One thing that's really, really cool about this city is there's so many people that ride bikes. And if you want another tip when you're traveling, if you're not sure like what the local rules are, just follow the locals. So for example, some countries people would just go. Like if there's no cars but it's still a red light, they would go. But here, everybody waits. Nobody will cross unless the light is green. Just follow the locals. I see so many people with these as well. So mom and dad will ride and then the kids sit in there. The kids look like they're having the time of their lives. So I'm pretty sure we went by here on the boat, but we're gonna go across here. So if you come to Copenhagen, most of the stuff is named after Christian or Frederik. This is Christianborg Palace. So this is where the Danish Parliament is, and this is where the office of the Prime Minister is. There's a lot of official looking people over there, so maybe he's here, I don't know, but this place is so huge. White horses. I love the different colored houses. So the tour guide on the boat tour, he told us that the reason they're so high and skinny is because you pay more tax depending on how much land you take. So you can build it as high as you want and you won't pay any more tax, but it depends how much the area you take up. The tour guide also said that there's a few kayak places that let you take a kayak for free and rent it if you bring back some trash. So I think they need more people to do that. Looks like we found the shopping area. I think we've gone from the cheapest country, Hungary, to the most expensive. Denmark is ridiculously expensive. Made it to the Botanical Gardens. Got my lunch. Let's take a seat. We found a nice spot. I hope kylling. I hope that's chicken. But we're doing everything on a budget for these 5 days, including accommodation. So last night we stayed in a place in Budapest that cost £11 and it was very nice. I slept a lot of hours and my accommodation for tonight is just over there. So when we eat lunch, I'll go and show you. But today it cost £21. So I'm going to say what I said in yesterday's video. Anybody that complained about me choosing a cheap place when I stayed in New York City and they said, well, I deserve it because you get what you paid for. Yeah, you're right. Turns out killing is chicken in Danish, and this is the King's Garden. The Botanical Garden is the other side, so we're gonna go check into the hostel now. So tonight we're staying in the Generator. This place is huge. It's the whole thing there. So I don't mind a hostel as long as it's for one night. If it's safe and clean and I can have a hot shower, then I'm completely happy, and I'm just showing you how that you can travel as cheaply as possible because you can do it. So here's like the common area. They got shuffleboard over here. It's Staying in hostels is a great way to meet people if you're solo traveling, because most of the people staying in hostels are solo traveling too, so it's a great way to meet other solo travelers. So I'm in number 411, and there's my bed, number 3. So this is what you get for £21 a night in Copenhagen. Very clean, it's very safe, very cheap, and the one in New York City was 3 times the price of this, and there was bugs everywhere, and it was horrible. So happy with this for one night. Like I said, I don't need much. As long as it's safe and clean, I can take a shower and I'm happy. I'll be waking up very, very early to go to the airport, so I won't be here for that long. So this is good enough for me. So that's the generator. Looks good enough for one night. I'm happy with that. We have a few more things to see around Copenhagen, and the weather's still beautiful, so let's take a walk. I've already said it, but the prices here and Budapest, they're so different. Like, you can have a very, very nice dinner for probably $6 or $7 here. You're gonna spend at least 17, 18. I've also said it in all the other videos, but I do feel very, very safe here as well. There are some homeless people here, which is kind of surprising because the streets are pretty clean. There's a lot of graffiti here, which I didn't expect. But another thing that's very interesting, and I don't really understand it, is that some countries, like the signs and stuff, they're in the local language plus English, but here there's not. And many countries, they only have it in their local language, which is fine, I'm not complaining, but it's just interesting which ones have English. Like even like menus, like a lot of restaurants, they don't have the menu in English, which is again fine, but it's interesting that many countries do that. By the way, I have to keep saying that it's fine, I'm not complaining, because there's always people that write a comment and saying, well, you went to another country and you expect to see English. No, I honestly don't expect to see English. It's just interesting to see English sometimes and not see English. Not complaining ever. And on the topic of English, everybody speaks English. I think that some Scandinavian people speak better English than British people. I just arrived at Kastellet, and this is what it looks like on the map. It looks like a star, so I think there's a castle or something in the middle, so it's beautiful. Let's see what it's all about. This is really cool. There's a big church there. We can go further inside. Got some guards over here. Look at this, it's like a little village. This is really cool. Oh, I saw some people up here. Let's go here first. Just reading up about this place, it was originally constructed in 1626 as a defense system. And it's had a few different uses since then. Of course, now it's just a public park, but it's been a prison, it's been a museum, it's been residence. So they built it shaped like a star because, of course, they wanted five different points to put guns. So that's why it's shaped like a star, so they can defend it from each angle. It's a very popular for runners. There's a lot of runners running around the star, but also over there is the Little Mermaid statue, and we saw it on the canal tour, and the tour guide said it was voted number 2 in the worst tourist attractions in Europe. He didn't tell me what number 1 was. The grounds look really nice, look really taken care of. It also said this was used as barracks, so I don't know if it still is now because there's guards over there. I swear I just saw a sausage dog that was like 4 feet long. His belly was rubbing on the ground. Kind of looks like a school or something, boarding school, but I think it's a memorial. Yeah, I see some fire over here. So there is fire, and then there's just names of countries. It doesn't say like why or anything, but it's just got countries. Anyone know why? And then over here it's got the names of people, I think, and then it's got some dates as well. Yeah, it's the names of like military people from different countries, so maybe they helped Denmark at some point. These little houses are really cool. They might be offices or something, but look what I found. Veronica, I found your MSC name tag. She's a waitress from Brazil. MSC Cruises, there you go. No idea why that's there. Imagine playing football down the street. Sounds like fun. But yeah, I couldn't find any information about what goes on here now, because it just says now it's a tourist attraction, so but they have to use this for something. It's probably just offices, or maybe it's barracks, like the soldiers stay here, I'm not too sure. So there's one tour guide just here doing a bike tour, and he literally just said these buildings now are used for barracks and some offices. Yes, that's literally what I just said. But he also said that some of the Secret Service use some of these offices too. I think there's one more thing we can see over here. I'm guessing this is a church or a meeting hall or something. Welcome to Amsterdam. That's a cool windmill. By the way, there's a sign down there that says no entry, do not go on the grass. So of course these two guys need to film their TikTok, so They must be pretty important guys. Here you go, I'll show you the sign. No entry. But those guys are important. Well, that was cool. Definitely worth visiting if it's a nice day. Take a walk around the star. So on the map it's either called the Kastellet or sometimes called the Citadel. Really nice. We are going to take a walk through the city one more time. We have one more location to go to. Mexico flag, Mexican restaurant or Mexico embassy. Frederik's church, Amalienborg. I'm back at the Nyhavn area, the harbor's over there. There's so many people. Today's a Wednesday, by the way. The weather's beautiful. It is just almost 5 o'clock, so people are finishing work. This is one of the main issues I have with the UK, because we simply cannot rely on the weather. Like, we cannot. Because like, this is May, like this is spring weather. Like, this is what it should be like in May, this is what it should be like in spring, but we don't have that. Like, we're very lucky if we have a sunny day. Like, spring could literally be snowing or raining, or it could be thunderstorms, it could be sunny. Like, we literally have no idea. So it's really difficult to like plan something, because you don't know what the weather's going to be like. Like, I wish we had like real seasons. And somebody sent me a message recently saying they're going to the UK. I think they said in like August, September, and they was like, what's the weather going to be like? And I was like, I have no idea. Like, because nobody knows. Like, they really don't know. So just because it's summer in the UK does not mean it's going to be sunny. Whereas places like this, you can absolutely rely on the weather. I love it. I wish the weather was like this. So welcome to City Hall Square. So there's a few interesting things in the square. Of course, there is City Hall, absolutely huge. That is the Dragon Fountain. Over there, that guy on the statue, he is Mr. Carlsberg, the beer guy. So he's the one that many people need to thank, but the main attraction is right over there. So down here on the southwest side of the square is Tivoli. Now this is the second oldest theme park in Denmark. Many people think it's the first, but it's not. There's one that's way older somewhere else in Denmark. But the very, very, very interesting history of this place is Walt Disney himself visited Tivoli 7 or 8 times, and he took so much inspiration from Tivoli that he went back to the US and he started to build Disneyland. So this is where Walt Disney got his inspiration for Disneyland. How amazing is that? Apparently he admired the cleanliness, he admired how much fun people were having, the food stands, the excitement. So he took a lot of that back for himself and he put it into his own park, which later became Disneyland in California. So you could say that Disneyland started right here. Maybe that's too much of a push to say that, but you could say that maybe Disneyland would not be what it is today if it wasn't for this place, Tivoli, right here in the middle of Copenhagen, Denmark. Tivoli has been open since 1843. That's very old for a theme park. And Disneyland California opened in 1955. I just think that's so amazing. It's only amazing because of what Disney has become. Of course, it's worldwide now, but yeah, he actually came here himself 7 or 8 times. So I'm sure after the first time he said, oh, I need to go back to that place, need to go back. So he kept coming back. He kept getting ideas, taking it home, and then put it inside his own park, Disneyland. I think that's amazing. Of course you can go inside. It's a real life theme park and it's still open to this day. It's one of the most popular things that people come to Denmark to do. If you look up things to do in Copenhagen, it's top of the list. So definitely go inside Tivoli. So I think day 4 is gonna end right here at City Hall Square. Thank you so much for going to Copenhagen with me. Did you like it? Have you been here before? So tomorrow is the last day of the 5-day challenge and we are going to Austria. So if you would like to see Austria, hit the like, hit the subscribe, click the link in the description to get your insurance with SAFETYWING. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow in Austria. Goodbye.